Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I missed you all on Friday. I was hosting a retreat in beautiful Sonoma, coastal Jenner, California. And I just have to tell you, it was the most magical weekend I've had in a really long time. And what's so interesting to me is that when I first started working as a coach and doing healing work, I used to call myself a women's empowerment coach. And my retreat this past weekend, by accident and sacred design, I suppose, ended up being entirely made up of me and a whole bunch of men. And I am just blown away by the depth of the work that they did, by their willingness to go to all the crunchy places and open and soften and look. And I swear the work they did moved so much energy for all of humanity. I really believe that we are all deeply connected and that when one person does their healing work, it has a profound effect on all of us. And I just have to say, these men did so much heavy lifting for all men. Oh, I hope you don't hear my dryer running. That might be awkward, but hey, I'm human. I do laundry. So if that is the case, I apologize. I meant to turn it off. I also meant to grab my water, which is sitting over there. And we're just gonna roll with it because this is going to be probably a quicker message. I've been taking it easy today, as I am not pre-programmed to do, but I'm learning. And after a very, very powerful and big weekend of space holding, I'm sort of easing back into my life. And as it turns out, I'm going to have to pick up my kids here pretty quickly. So I'm going to try and deliver this message quickly and expediently so that I can move on to mamahood. But is there a but? There might not be a but. I don't think there's a but. As with all of my messages, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Don't try and fit yourself into a box that does not belong to you. These messages are timeless. So if you're tuning in on Monday, September 15th, awesome. If you're tuning in a few days from now, awesome. If you're tuning in years from now, or if you have no idea why you clicked on me today, know that there's probably going to be something in here for you. So with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and just deliver what I heard this morning. So, the first thing I heard when I tuned into the collective energy, the collective frequency today was a song by Trevor Hall called Put Down What You Are Carrying. I heard Put Down What You Are Carrying, and I saw immediately the traditional Rider-Waite version of the Ten of Wands, which to me signifies burden. A burden, the Ten of Wands is a man. The traditional deck is a man holding 10 wands on his back and bent over and trying to drag it to the next place. And I sat with it for a moment because I have different feelings about the Ten of Wands. Many readers will say that it's a burdensome, heavy, difficult card. And I like to think of it as, no, we're almost there. There is something that you need to do, that we need to do to either put down all of the wands and pick up the new spark of inspiration, or to get the wands to where they're going, let them go and begin anew. But I feel the burden of this card, but I very rarely think of it as a negative thing. It's heavy, but you're almost there. And I'm laughing because I have a Capricorn rising and I'm just kind of inherently used to carrying a whole bunch of shit around on my back. And so I'm like, maybe that's not true. And maybe that's just the way I look at it. But in this instance, there's more that's going to come forward. And that is the next image that I saw, and I did not draw cards, by the way, today. The next image that I saw was the Two of Cups, which for me signifies a relationship, a soul bond of some sort. And so I got the sense that we are not probably not going to be talking about work today unless we're talking about a work relationship or a relationship with your boss. We are definitely working in the realm of relationship, and we are being invited to put down what we are carrying so that we can move forward. And when I tell you the image that I saw about the moving forward part, I feel like this deserves a little preamble, and that is actually, let me tell you the image that I saw, and then I'll tell you why I think I might have seen it, message notwithstanding. But what I saw was after I saw that image of the Two of Cups and knew we were in the realm of a soul bond, I saw a beachscape. Also, not surprising because I was on the coast this weekend. And I saw a woman in a long dress with long dark hair, and she was walking along the beach a little bit forlorn. And when she looked up, she saw her knight in shining armor kind of like riding full speed toward her, and you could see the lift in her body. You could see the change in her body language from sort of being bent over and forlorn and looking at her feet and not really seeing what was in front of her to hearing the thunderclap of the horse's hooves and looking up and seeing her beloved riding at her at full speed. And in the next image, instead of coming together, he passed her by, and I realized in the passing by that he was Fabio. And I think that it might have been a throwback image to a butter commercial or like a margarine commercial from the 90s or 80s or somewhere in there. And so I laughed because it was, I mean, it was heartbreaking, but it was also very comical. And the preamble that I was going to give you is I just happened to notice the other day that there is a new retirement community opening up, and they were advertising in, I think it was on Nextdoor. And one of the like perks for getting you to come out and tour this retirement community is that celebrities were going to be there. And the celebrities that were going to be there were Fabio and Joan London. And I thought, I don't even know that seniors interested in a retirement community would consider Fabio and Joan London celebrities, but okay. So anyway, he was celebrity enough to go riding by my poor darling protagonist in the image that I saw for us today. And so this was also why I was like, oh yes, we're definitely in the realm of relationships. So clearly, something had happened. Clearly, she was forlorn, and clearly, she got very excited to see her beloved rushing toward her at full speed on his horse with his hair streaming behind him. And then he just rode by her, and she just put her head down and kept on walking. And I sat for a moment and I was like, okay, like what is here? What is here for my YouTube collective? What do they need to know? And by the way, I'm saying she and he and knight and shining armor and woman because that's what I saw, but energies are completely reversible here. So divine feminine, divine masculine, we all have both within us. And I feel like that's part of the burden message. I just got a little ping about that. So I'm gonna put a pin in it and I'm gonna come back to it. But energies can be reversible. So if you are seeing yourself as the woman rushing toward her forlorn man, please insert yourself there. If this could be a parental relationship, a family relationship, this could be a work relationship, but I think we are definitely dealing in the realm of relationship. I am hard pressed to find any other thread of energy in this scene. So I sat with it for a little while and sat with that image of the Ten of Wands and put down what you were carrying. And what I heard was something along the lines of, we all enter into relationships with baggage, whether we are coming into the world and being born into a family, we are inheriting, as soon as we are born into this world, we inherit our tribal, our familial burdens. We inherit the strengths too and the beauty as well, but we're in the realm of burdens today. And I just want you to know that as soon as we are born into a familial ancestral line of our the weight that our family line is carrying. So that was forward. And what was also forward is the idea that we all enter into any relationship with baggage. We all have it. You cannot be human. Even a newborn, again, carries the energetic weight of their family line and of their mother and the blood pumping through them. So we all have baggage. And what I heard was in relationship, we will either trip all over each other's baggage or we will stay and help one another unpack it. And that felt really, really poignant. And it like everything just stood up on the back of my neck and my scalp is tingling. My whole body just lit up when I said it. It feels really, really important for you to know that because the feeling is that some of you are choosing to like go past your beloved, to just ride on past your beloved because you're like, oh, nope, there's too much baggage here. It's just a mess. Like I just have to keep going. And the forlorn woman sort of had that same flavor of there's just too much here. There's too much here. And so I look up, I get excited, and then I just keep walking because this is just too much baggage. And I just want to say that the Ten of Wands invites us into like putting down the baggage and sitting down and starting to unpack it together. Or continuing on with that baggage on your back, but you continue on alone. And each time you continue on alone and try to connect, at least this was the feeling that I was getting, the message that I was getting was each time you move on alone with the weight of all those bags on your back, the next time you connect with someone, you're just going to have one more bag or one more wand, one more burden on your back. And so we are being encouraged to actually, rather than tripping over one another rather than passing each other by. We are being invited into, because this is, by the way, remembering this is a Two of Cups. This is a soul bond. And again, soul bonds don't necessarily mean romantic. We can have soul bonds with friends. We can have soul bonds with our family members. We can have soul bonds anywhere and everywhere. And soul bonds also don't mean that they are your one and only. And if you don't do it now, you're never going to get another chance again. So I want to put that in here as well. But this is a deep, beautiful, spiritually connected tie. These two people passing one another on the beach have a deep spiritual tie, and there's a deep invitation for for him to get off his horse, for her to not keep walking, but to stay and to unpack those bags so that each of them doesn't add another wand to the burden that they're already carrying. And if you can put down what you are carrying, if you can put down those burdens, you can take up that Ace of Wands. You can take up the new spark of passion. You can take up the new spark of inspiration. You can take it up together, and the possibility to move into that Two of Cups, to move into that deeper, more spiritual love. Again, whether it's romantic love or friendship, it's possible for you to lay all of your burdens down and pick up that Ace of Wands, that inspiration of Wands, and create something together. The Ace of Wands is the spark of passion. It's also the spark of enterprise. It can signify work or working together. But what I felt in that card when I saw it today was that inspiration and that passion. You can take up that spark of passion together and build into it beautifully. But you have to be willing to unpack your bags, to put down what you are carrying and look, see what's there, and get rid of what no longer belongs so that you can move forward lighter and in the direction of healing and wholeness. There was an element, the thing that was pinging me that I put a pin in. There's an element here of feeling what I say too, like TOO. I'm too much. I'm too little, I'm not enough. There's a feeling there of I'm too much, I need to turn down my fire, or I'm not enough, I need to turn up my fire. And the truth of the matter is that you are exactly perfect. Both of the two people in here are exactly perfect and exactly where they should be right now. And so there's an invitation to understand that all of this, that passing or that near passing, because they may just turn around. I don't know. Again, I'll remind you that I'm not in the business of predicting the future. I just tell you, share with you what I am shown. And what I am showing you is not in concrete. It's not an ending, it's not a beginning, it's not anything. It's the proof of choice. So take this message not as, oh, if he was coming toward me, he's going to pass me by. Take it as there's choice, there's free will in here. You can still choose to pull the reins back on the horse and let Fabio stop for you. You can still look up, get excited, and not keep walking. Or you can turn around and shout, dude, come back here. We have work to do. We've got bags to unpack. So let this be the proof of choice and let this inspire you to take your next inspired action. And again, that inspired action, there's that Ace of Wands again. The other piece that was coming through here that I want to put a ping in around that too much. There's this feeling of sensitivity. Both both of the beings in this relationship, in this friendship, in this work relationship, whatever it is, both of the beings here are incredibly sensitive, like incredibly sensitive, deeply, deeply feeling beings. And there's a feeling of not trusting your intuition, not trusting that sensitivity, and shutting down the sensitivity and moving on without examining what information is for you in that sensitive place. And there's a feeling in around shutting down because there's no physical proof, there's no physical evidence of any sort of success being possible. It's like both of these figures have no evidence in the bank that the type of relationship they desire from one another can actually exist. But their intuition knows that there is something beautiful and something special. And I can hear like the chirping of birds and like squawking of crows. And there it feels like it's possible that these two people have friends or people around them who are chirping, who are squawking, who are saying things like, you have no evidence that this person can show up for you, or you have no evidence that love actually exists. You have no evidence that this could actually work. Where's your proof? You have no proof. Keep going, keep moving. This isn't it. And it feels like both people here know, know deeply in their being that there is something here for them. And you're being invited to trust what you know in your bones. And it's not knowing up here. This is not logic, and that's part of the problem. The chirping birds are like, this is illogical. This does not compute. This is not right. This is not okay. And the feeling embodied, the feeling in your bones, the feeling in your intuitive knowingness is that doesn't feel right. What's happening here doesn't feel right. What you're telling me doesn't feel right. There is a sacred third. There's another way. There's another option available to these two people. And they're being encouraged, both of them, both Fabio and the forlorn woman. Again, could be two women, could be two men, doesn't matter. For the sake of ease, Fabio and the forlorn woman are being invited into tuning deeply into their own intuition, not logic, not pros and cons lists. I'm not talking about that kind of deeply tuning in. I'm talking about getting quiet and feeling into your bones and deeply understanding the love that is there for the two of you. And again, this may be familial love, this may be friendship, this doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. It's just the image that I was being shown today. Ah, okay, I'm getting one more image now, and that is the Page of Swords, which is typically like when I see the image of the Page of Swords, it's like, oh, somebody's spying on somebody else. So these two people could be spying on each other, or one person is spying on the other. Um, and by spying, I mean asking around, asking about them, or looking, at their social media if they have social media, whatever it is, whatever way they can like see what might be going on in this other person's life. It feels like some of you are trying to figure out, well, are they in another relationship, or are they looking for another job? Like what's happening here? Are they talking shit about me? What's happening? So there's an element of spying, but underneath that, it feels related to that feeling of like needing to look for evidence that this could succeed, or like, but you're looking for evidence in the wrong places. Your evidence is going to come from in here. Your evidence is going to come from in your bones. It's not going to come from your fear. It's not going to come from the stories your friends are telling you. That I'm hearing again, don't take driving directions from someone who's never been where you're going. And that was a message that I delivered a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, and that feels forward and relevant here now. It's like these two people are taking in all of this information, but it feels like they are processing from the neck up, when if they would listen to their bodies, if they would listen to their intuition, and if they would allow themselves, there's 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 an invitation to become even more sensitive rather than less sensitive here, and to really really listen in ways that they may have never listened before. And I think what that means is like, listen beyond the wounding, listen to their connection with divinity, listen to divine love, the ultimate love within, for the answer, rather than through their wounds, which are telling them that this is not safe. Because it's the wounding more than anything else, more than the chirping birds and their friends, that are telling them that this is not safe. It's fear and your nervous system that tries to hold you back and keep you safe and keep you stuck in old patterns and old ways. These two people these two people want to come together. They do, despite the fact that they're both moving in opposite directions. There is there is a desire to pause and wait and see, and maybe the desire to pause, maybe what's coming through, and I think what's coming through is that maybe as they pass, there's space between that's formed. And this is going to get a little bit esoteric, but stay with me. Um, in that pause as they pass, if they both turn to look at one another, there's like a divine pause here, where they realize there's so much more in the middle here that needs to be explored. And there's this feeling of in the initial vision, everything happened quickly and they just kept going. But here, as I'm sitting here unpacking the message, they pass, they both stop, they turn, and it's in that in between space where something magical can truly happen. And it's in that in between space that they're being invited to investigate. And it may be that they're investigating separately by going inward on their own, but it may also be that they're being invited to come together in this slower place, in this middle place. It feels very slow in here, whereas everything was rushing before. Here feels very slow. And here in the slowness, what I'm hearing is in the slowness, you'll remember the truth of who you are. In the slowness, you will remember the truth of who you are. It's very sweet. And I think we're complete. So, as with all of my messages, I'm so grateful that you're here. The more you tune in here and take a listen, the more likely I am to pick up on a thread of energy that is relevant to you. Same with liking and sharing and subscribing. I know it sounds like a bid for like me, but it's actually like an energetic yes to what's happening here. And when I get that energetic yes, I can feel you a little bit more easily when I'm tuning into the energy, which means that the messages that I'm delivering may be for you. So, yes, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I should be back in on Wednesday. I do have a very busy Wednesday as it's unfolding, but I'm going to do my very best, even if it's an early morning one or an evening one, to deliver you a message. If you are interested in retreating with me, stay tuned. I have another one coming up this December on the Mendocino coast at a place called Spirit Camp. The retreat that I did this weekend was just 2 nights, but that one is going to be 3 full nights and 4 days of embodied movement, of unpacking the garbage from all of your energy centers. It's going to be meditation, it's going to be sound healing, it's going to be beautiful. I will be saying more about that. The sales page is being created as we speak, and so when it is out, I will tell you all about it. I think that's what I have. I love you all. Be well, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you.